Welcome back learners. As you know that we are studying chapter 4, structure of the atom. In this chapter we have studied subatomic particles as well as various models. And recently we have studied about Bohr's model of an atom. So we have studied that there are many shells like K, L, Mn in which your electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Now we will find out the distribution of electron, how they revolve around these shells. So that distribution will be studied by us. Let's start it. Students, our heading for today is how electrons distributed in different orbit or shell. This was suggested by Bohr and Bury, and that's why it is also known as Bohr-Bury scheme for distribution of electron into various orbits. So let's understand it. First of all, here in rule number 1 you are seeing that the maximum number of electrons present in a shell is given by formula 2n square, where n can be number like 1, 2, 3, so on. So students, now have a look. If you want to find out that how many electron will be in K shell, so you will do 2 into 1 square, that will give you 2 electron. It means that K cell can have maximum 2 electrons. Okay, now have a look on L. L shell. L is number 2. That's why we will place value of n equals 2. You will get 8 as answer. So a L shell can have maximum 8 electron. Now just look at the bottom. Here you can see for M shell, which is the third cell, value of n going to be 3 and the maximum electron are 18. Similarly, for the fourth orbit or fourth shell, which is n, you will see that the value of n going to be 4, and when you will solve it, you will get 32 as the maximum number of electron which can be placed in n shell. Now have a look on the second rule. The maximum number of electron that can accommodate in outermost orbit is 8. So you can place maximum 8 electron. Now last, electrons are not accommodated in a given shell unless the inner shell are filled. That is, the shell are filled in stepwise manner. It simply means that you have to fill the K shell first. After that you will fill L shell, and then it will be time for M shell. So once one shell completely fills, then you can fill electron to the other. Now I will give you example how you have to understand it. So students, let's start from any element. Let's say, look, Z is the symbol for atomic number, and now we are talking about atomic number 5. Okay, when some element is having atomic number 5, let's see how the electron will be distributed. So firstly, the K shell will be filled. We all know that maximum number of electron in a K shell are 2. So K shell will have 2 electron. Okay, still some electrons are remaining. Then we will go to L shell. We know that L shell can have maximum 8 electrons. Okay, now you are having just 3 electrons. These 3 electrons will be filled in L shell. Now we are not having any electron, so we will not go further. Okay, this is called electronic configuration. So an element whose atomic number is 5, for that electronic configuration going to be 2, 3. This must be clear to all of you. When we draw it, students, at that time we just make a nucleus. Okay, here I am trying to make a nucleus. Let's say this is nucleus. This is the first shell, K shell. So this shell will having 2 electron. I am making 2 of them. And then the second shell, this is your L shell. This is having 3 electrons in it. So this is diagram for the electrons. Okay, it must be clear to you. The element having atomic number 5 is boron. Now let's take one more example. This time let's say the atomic number is 11. So we are taking Z equals 11. It's sodium, whose symbol is Na. Now students, the distribution of electron going to be, for K shell, we are starting from the K, we will place 2 electron. Okay, after K we are having L shell. Now you can place 8 electron because that is the maximum number. Now we are still having some electrons. We will move to the M shell. Now in this M shell, how many electron can you place? 2 and 8, they totals to 10, you are having just one more electron, so you will place 1 in the M shell. So this is the law. We have to start from the very first shell. Once they get filled, then we will move to other shell. Now we will draw it. So let's say this is our nucleus. Here, this is the first shell which is having 2 electrons. Now K shell, this is the L shell which I am making right now. This is having 8 electrons. I am making 8 circle for that. 4, this is 5th one, 6th, 7th, and here 8th. And this is our M shell which is having just 1 electron. So this is the electronic configuration for sodium, students. Now let's take one more example. This time, let's say the atomic number Z equals your 20. This is atomic number for calcium. I'm writing Ca for that. Okay, when your atomic number is 20, it means you are having 20 electrons as well as 20 protons, because in any atom, number of electron will be equal to number of proton. So keep in mind. Now we will distribute these 20 electron into various shell. For K shell, let me write it. For K shell, I must write 2 because a K shell can have maximum 2 electrons. It's time to fill electron in L shell, where I will place electron equal to 8 because 8 electron can be placed there. After L shell, we are having M. In M shell, students, we can fill still 8 electrons because it will sum up to 18, and we are still having electrons that will be transferred to N. The sequence is KLMN. Here you will write 2 more electrons. So this is the electron distribution in calcium, and you say it as electronic configuration. Okay, now the diagram is very easy. You will make a nucleus. Let me draw it here. This is our nucleus. And now I am making the K shell which is having 2 electron. Okay, then this is L shell. You will make 8 electron. Again M, and lastly in N shell you will place 2 electron. So it's very simple. Try it for different elements. Now we have seen it. Here this picture shows you the electronic configuration for first 18 elements. Here it's hydrogen. Hydrogen is having just 1 electron. So in K shell we will place the electron. Then you can see helium. Students, helium is having atomic number 2. It means it is having 2 electron, and these 2 electron will be filled in K shell. Okay, now have a look on lithium. Lithium is having atomic number 3. It means 3 electron. 2 electron will be filled in K shell. Then we will move to L shell and we will place just 1. Similarly, you can see beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, lastly argon. So these must be clear to you. Just a simple practice will enhance and you will be able to understand all these concepts. Let's move to the next topic. This is valency. Now students, you have seen that in any atom the number of electron and number of proton are equal. Okay, now you have recently seen some example. Let's go back here. Just look at helium, neon, argon. They are having completely filled outermost shell. Helium is having 2 electron because K shell can have maximum 2 electron. That is the highest number of electron which can be filled in K. Then look at neon. Neon is having configuration 2, 8. The most you can fill 8 electron in L shell. That is the most number. Then argon. It's having configuration 2, 8, 8. Every element in the periodic table wants to be just like these noble gases. Just like these noble gases, they want to anyhow fill their outermost shell. Okay, either they can lose electron, otherwise they can gain electron in order to get stable. So let's talk about hydrogen. Students, hydrogen can accept 1 electron and it will be like helium. So its valency is 1. Valency is known as combining capacity. As I told you, this is the number of electron that an element shares. Okay, that an element either gaining or losing in order to be a noble gas, just like a noble gas. Have a look on lithium. When lithium will remove one electron from the valence shell, at that time lithium will be similar to helium. So its valency is 1. Have a look on beryllium. Beryllium is having configuration 2, 2. So it's better for beryllium to lose 2 electron and to have a noble gas configuration like helium. So this is the concept. Let's go back and we will have a deep discussion on it. Have a look. The electron present in outermost shell of an atom are known as valence electron. Okay. So how many valence electron do you see in hydrogen? The answer will be just 1 because it's having 1 electron. In helium you will see 2 electron. Now let's talk about nitrogen. Just count these dots which are at the outermost shell. Nitrogen is having atomic number 7, so the configuration for it is 2, 5. Nitrogen is having 5 valence electron because outermost shell of nitrogen carries 5 electron. Now students, the combining capacity of atom is known as valency, which you can understand as the number of electron gained, lost or shared in order to complete octet or doublet. Let's go back again and understand this thing. Look, this fluorine. Fluorine is having atomic number 9 and the configuration of fluorine is 2, 7. Now, fluorine can easily accept 1 electron and it can make 8. It means it can complete its octet. But when you are looking for hydrogen, hydrogen is having K shell. Hydrogen will not fill 8 electron because K shell is not having that capacity. So hydrogen just want 1 electron in order to complete doublet. So students, doublet and octet must be clear to you. Now let's talk about this topic more. You have seen what is valency. Now one thing must be known to us. If we want to find out valency, then valence electron is very important. Let us take one example. This time let's say atomic number equals your 6. Okay. So let's take from the very beginning. Atomic number equals to, I have taken 12, that is of magnesium. The electronic configuration will be 282. Now have a look on number of valence electron. You can see the number of valence electron is 2. If any element is having valence electron 1, 2, 3 or 4, then the valency of that element going to be same as 1, 2, 3 and 4. This element magnesium will lose 2 electron in order to make octet because it is easier for it to lose 2 electron than asking for 6 electron. Okay. So it must be clear to all that if you are having 1, 2, 3 and 4 as valence electron, then the valency going to be same respectively as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, if any element is having 5 electron in its valence shell, 6, 7 or 8, then we have to subtract these value from 8 to get the valency. If someone is having 5 valence electron, valency will be 8 minus 5, that will give you 3. For 6 you will get valency as 2, for 7 the valency will be 1 and for 8 it has already completed the octet, so the valency is 0. These are the noble gases which do not react. Okay, so this was the concept students. Now let's have a look on this. This table has been provided in your NCERT. Here we are having name of first 18 elements along with their symbol, atomic number, a detailed description of their number of proton, neutron, electron, along with their distribution in various shells. Lastly, you have been given one valency. So these topics we have discussed, that must be clear to all. Keep revising, do practice, enjoy learning. That's all for today.